Hello, hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts, and I am back to work on a file folder journal, and I'm going to be using this Tim Holtz French industrial paper, I believe. I don't know if it's all here, but if it's not, it'll be somewhere else. This one's not the French industrial. This one is the French industrial, right back here. Not using this one. Okay, so I have brought along that Tim Holtz 12x12 pack, and I've brought along 2 file folders. Now, these are job file folders. I bought them on Amazon. SKU NDL 278. Quality Forms, it says. And so this is a job and a job number file. So I brought along 2. Now, what I want to do with these 2, I can find my slicer. Oh, I'm going to tell you how big they are. They are just under 12 inches this way. 10 inches from the top to here. First, I'm going to cut one of these in half. So, if I figure they're just at 12, I'll cut it at 6. No guarantees that the file folder will be straight. Now, I need to cut this off at journal height. And journal height is what, normally 8.5 papers. So, yeah, about 9 inches, really. So it's going to get cut off 9 inches. So why don't I just measure it this way by pulling this arm out. And I'll go 9 inches. Look at the miraculous work it does. It cuts it right off. Ta-da! Pocket. Let's cut this one off at 9 inches. Now, I might have to cut them shorter. I haven't decided yet. You can save those if you want to. Might need them for making little foldovers for pockets. And now, okay, I might have to cut these down further. But right now we have a right and left pocket. Okay, this piece here. Let's find our center, which is going to be 6 inches. And now I'm going to score this. Oh, first let's cut it off at the 9 inches. Because you figure your pages are 8.5 inches tall when we fold our paper over to put it in a journal. So I'm figuring that I would divide the paper between the top and the bottom, still have about 1/4 of an inch at the top and 1/4 inch at the bottom once it's inside the folder. The signatures, sorry. What is she talking about? I do know, but you don't know what I'm talking about. File folder, baby. It's a file folder. And I'm looking for my scoreboard. Have you seen it? Putting this down on your desk. You are going to get out a ruler, and you're going to get a stylus type tool. Is that what they're called? A scoring tool. You could use a bone folder. I don't have my other styluses here. Oh wait. Oh, I do have a knitting crochet needle. That would work too. Obviously, I've used it for that before. Okay. Putting this between 2 equal distances, we know that this is our center point, right? So if we go over 1/4 of an inch this way, and we hold this down tight, we can probably score this just as good. It will take a little bit of elbow grease. Now this is to the left of our center. Okay. Now these may not be even. They may end up getting trimmed down a little bit, which means we'd have to put back in the base. Sorry, I'm going to have to really squish that down. Okay, so there is that one. Now, flip it around. Now we have a spine. See? A little 1/2 inch spine there. Perfect. Now if you like and you want these little things on the inside, you can fold it over the other way. But now we have these nice little pockets in the front and back of our book. You know, I'm going to cover those, so I shouldn't have to do too much to them. Okay, so let's start here. We need to fix this so that it's got some sort of industrial fabric in it, French industrial. Now to do that, we'll need to get out Rachel at Roxy Creation material. I don't know, for some reason this looks like it will work. We're just going to glue it down in here. We could use washi tape. If this doesn't work, we'll use washi tape. I don't know if this stuff will tear, but it looks kind of French industrial. Ooh! I know if we can get it started, it will tear. Need a couple of dogs to pull on it, don't we? Just taking the stuff out of that. Now, I'm going to have to fray this side a little bit so it kind of matches the other side, I think. Or we can try to tear it one more time. I don't think we can. Will you guys pull on one string and I'll pull on the other? Nope. Look, that's as far as I can get it. Doesn't matter if it's crookedy. Crookedy is good. And if I don't like it, I'll just switch over to I can put the paper over it or under it. Let's put the paper under, and then this will be part of the spine. Okay, so let's pick up some French industrial paper. Looks like it'll just fit on there. So we are going to cut this at this line, just to the, just a hair to the other side, because it's going to be covered by this anyway along this edge. And it will have to be cut 9 inches by, I don't know what that is. We'll have to look and see. By 9 inches. Should be 9. That's what we cut it as. Well, we didn't, but I'm including you. Save those. Of course we'll save that. And we will glue these down. And I think I will use this, which is Scotch permanent glue stick. And we're going to use art glitter glue. And we're going to, you guessed it, use ground espresso around the edge. That's probably why. Alrighty. So, this looks like a little check sitting down here, see? Save all these pieces, throw them in that box. You know, the box. The what's in my box. Or what's in my basket that Tammy does. So I guess Tammy and Carol are doing a collaboration together, and they will be working on call those cheap little notebooks that you can buy, a composition book. Where you can get them at the dollar store for now $1.25. I have done composition books before. I used to make them into decorative letter, something you could write a letter in, and then I would put envelopes and cards in them that I made, and so they worked out pretty good. But I never have altered one completely, you know. I did cut one down and make a little altered one once. But anyway, they're going to be starting that, so keep your eye open for fun there. But that's okay. Yes, it goes this way. Don't put it on upside down. I was just looking at it thinking, oh, did I put it on upside down? Now this one is a little bit taller, so we'll have to fix that. But, you know, we save room for error in these things. Been working in the family tree. I so love to do that. I've been contacted by a couple of people wondering about the tree and how they fit in. So that's been a lot of fun, meeting new cousins and stuff like that. Okay, so I will have to cut this off once it's dry. Because see, I'm off a little bit here, but it's still, even if I'd have made it, I'd have been off just a little bit. So it's okay. It's even on this side. It's the folders that are not going to be straight. I don't think that they have an industrial machine that can make any of them straight. It's nothing against the companies, it's just paper moves. You know how paper is. Has a life of its own. Alrighty, now we have that as our base. So this, let's think about this a second. We have these, and we are going to hinge these so that they come open like so. Now I should have put it on the under this, so I think I might, well no, we could hinge it just like this with 2 pieces of washi tape. That would work. So we could cover this and then washi tape both of these. And this one will go over here. Oh, but we'll have to turn it this way. So when they come inside here, they're going to be too wide. So we're going to need to cut these back some. We don't want them interfering probably any more than that in our journal. So that is, what, about 1 inch there? Yeah, 1 inch. So we need to cut off 1 inch on each one of these openings. Just 1 inch. So there's our 1 inch. There we go. And now we'll cut this off at 1 inch on the opening side. Save these, you might need them to make, well, we could even use those to make our hinge, actually. Actually, we could. Okay, if you want the words to show, you keep them this way. If you don't mind, oh no, yeah, they'll be opposite of where they were. So let's see, do we want to use this as a hinge? I think we'll hinge it with fabric or with washi tape. So what we'll do is, first we'll cover these. Throw these extras in the basket box. So let me grab some washi tape. Let's see. to be wide enough. Gee. We could just use this, I think. Or we can hinge it underneath on the outside of both of these, because neither one of those are covered. What did we do? What do you do with the drunken sailor? What do you do? Sorry if there's any sailors out there. We could make a hinge out of fabric. No. I'm going to make it out of what? A piece of scrap paper. I don't want to use that necessarily, but I could. I do have all of this as a scrap here. This tablet came all kind of glued together at the top, and so every time you took a piece of paper out, one of them would rip. Grr. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at a 2-inch mark. That's a 1 inch, that's a 2 inch right there. And I'm going to cut another one at the 2-inch mark. Just a scrap fabric. It's not a fabric. Okay. I would score this if I could find my scoring board. But I don't know where my scoring board is. Can't figure out where I put it. Must be someplace simple. I probably put it in a safe place, but why would I do that? Why would you store your scoring board in a safe place? I don't know. Anyway, family tree. What have I learned? I love doing the research where you start, where you get the names, you know, or you pick a name out of your tree and then you try to give them a whole life, you know, from that information that you already have. And the way you give them a life is you start doing your research. You pick up birth certificates and death certificates and birth records and newspaper articles, and you look not only at the main things, but you can also look for ads of a store they had, and you can date where they've been with their store name. And so you can put this in their timeline, and it starts developing a whole story about the person, which is really cool because it just sort of starts developing. And Ancestry.com has a program, or adds in information, historical information, you know, like when women began to vote, that gets put in there, and So it kind of writes it all into a story as you go. And you give them this whole fantastic, wonderful timeline. And it's just amazing. It amazes me still what all you can do with it. And I absolutely love it. It is so much fun. I should have been a genealogist. Really. My niece and I, we love to call each other and, you know, do a little more research together. And my sister, we always did research together with her, and we used to go to cemeteries and courthouses, and we would look for information on family. Now you don't want to put this flush up against this thing here. It needs a little bit of room. I probably put it flush, but we're going to stretch it out a little bit. I'm going to angle this over a little bit and make a nice fat line there. Could use a wider one. There we go. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to line this up here and here. If it's crooked up there, that'll get cut off later. Okay, and fold that over. It doesn't have to be super tight. You know, it has to be a little snug, but you want this to lay flat once you let go of it. So then open it up, and you're going to get this glue out of the ditch here. Right there. There. And that is perfect. Okay. Yes, perfect. So let's go do the other side. I'm going to turn it upside down for myself. And we want to make sure we put this so that the words are opposite these. And we're going to snip our little excess away. Like so. And we'll start with this side, just like we did for the other one. We'll wipe away our extra glue that gets in the ditch there, in the fold. And you're not really pushing it up tight. I mean, you want it is snug, but not tight. We're going to stretch it out a little further with this tool. Just using a crochet hook. You can use a fatter one if you want a little wider roll in your paper. And then this is going to go here. And this time we're going to line up the bottom and this side. Not going to line it up here. This is where our file folder is off, and you'll be able to tell if you have a file folder that is making you crazy. Just remember where your overlap is, whether it's top or bottom or side, and you'll be able to figure it out easy from there, because that only gives you the one area to cut down then, and we want to stay away from cutting the bottom if we can. Yeah, this one is much taller than that one. Okay, roll that over. It doesn't have to be tight, just a bit snug. Okay, open it up and clean out the ditch. And we'll let that dry. But while it's drying, we can go ahead and put our pockets on here. Now, this is not a Tim Holtz, but we could use it. There's no reason why we shouldn't. And the nice thing about using this is it's kind of French industrial. Oh, I won't have it. I might have more. If I have more, we'll use it. The nice thing about using it is it matches this paper in the ditch here. So let's see if I have any more. This is the brown. Yes, I do. Well, it's a little different. It's not the same paper. Oh yes, here we go. Oh, it's the one that ripped. That's what I was telling you. Is one tears out easy, one rips. Okay. So, do we want the industrial portion? This? Yes, I think we do. So, I'm going to cut it off right here. And we're going to bring it right up to the edge, but not over. And cut it off right there. Oh, you know, I may have stuck that, whatchamacallit, under my desk. On top of the things I have under there for Christmas paper. Have a peek. Let's have a peek in the correct direction. Oh, I like it. I do. I like it. I like it like that. You gotta cut that little piece off right there. Oh no, now my scissors are gone. Oh, there they are. Help! Something's getting away with my stuff. A little bit of glue up there. Get rid of that glue. And this is espresso. I don't know if it works. Yeah, it works. What paper is this one? It's a forever after paper. When it first came out, I think everybody was buying it. I've had it forever. I never could figure out what to do with it. And so I never really used it. I mean, I had ideas of what I wanted to do, and I think I did do some collaging with some of the papers. So that worked out pretty good. Going to use glue stick first. So trying to stick to Tim Holtz paper, but you know, hey, that paper was too good to waste, and I was gonna just send it to donate it, and I thought, no, I can use it, I can use it, I can use it. Put it on right side up. Okay, I'm going to start it at this corner, and I just barely want this to show. The file folder. And then I'll lay it down. And we'll go over here. And what time is it? Oh, it's 43 minutes. Well, I'll do this one off camera, so you kind of get an idea of where we're going. I do want to put this piece in before I forget. I think it'll work. What do you think? Should I try something different? Maybe I should. Now it doesn't look like the right stuff. Oh, I know what I could do. So here's some of this from Carol at Free Spirit Arts. Oh, this would be perfect. Thank you, Carol. I'll use this. That will be perfect, won't it? Very pretty and grungy. It's so soft. Oh, this. Before I let you go, we're going to do this part. We're going to do this. Got to get the air bubble up. I think I'll get a water bottle and cut it off like Pam at the Paper Outpost does. And she just leaves it in there upside down. That would be so much easier. I definitely think so. So my sister is moving down here from Gig Harbor. So it'd be good to have her close to home again, I think. I miss her. It's not like I can just get in the car and drive up there. I don't do, long distances by myself anymore anyway. But would be fun if I could get back in that and do that, but this is not gluing very well today. I should have pressed it, I guess. guess I could have run a piece of tape on it on the back. That would have done it. See, it's not sticking. Yep. Well, then there's time to do tape, isn't there? And then we'll do glue. Tape and glue, tape and glue. Okay. Gluing right along the edge, but not onto the fray. This should iron out the fray so it's laying out flatter, if I get it on there right. Yeah, that helps quite a bit. Still got a little problem right there, but we'll get that. We'll put glue right on that part. I'm going to flip it over this way. Okay. Try and get this right on that line where it's folding. This will help. Well, I ended up keeping you longer than I wanted. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now. Oh, look at that. I've got a piece of stuff in there. This works. If I can't get it to stick out, then it'll just stick in. You can tell. Where's that piece? What we don't complicate ourselves with, huh? We are complex people as journalers. Sorry, I'm concentrating. And I'm thinking about something. I shouldn't be thinking because I might talk out loud. And then it'd be like, what? What were you thinking that for? I don't know. Just stuff on my mind. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I got my tape everywhere. And it'll unroll just fine. It just doesn't want to re-roll. It's not a rock and rolling kind of tape. Okay. Now that I have glue everywhere, we'll see if we can get it off before it dries. And now I've got some strings to pull. That will help get that stuff out there right. And if I grunge it up, it's okay because it'll be grungy anyway. I got paper towel caught in it now. But that's okay too. So that is where the journal is going to go, my friends. I've got it glued down to the desk at top and bottom. There we go. Okay. Now, do not fold it over right here because we're not ready for that. Not ready for that. Nope, nope. I can trim all this off and let it dry without sticking to the world. Okay. So there we go. That is the beginning of our file folder journal using the Tim Holtz paper, French Industrial. And we are using this paper, which is see, I have 18 of these left. Oh, here it is. Once Upon a Time Stacked by Die Cuts with a View, DCWV. Create your own fairy tale. And it does have glitter, but not this one. But the nice thing about this is that it really does kind of match this. And I do love that it picks up the color here. Now, over here, we'll have to darken it with ink. Okay? So that's where we are right now. Little bit of file folder fun. And using pocket file folders. So a little pocket file folder fun. Okay. I appreciate you hanging out with me today. And I hope that you'll come back for the very next video. We'll see you then. Bye.